Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Panda Phil, and let's chat about Disney. So I went on the Disney cruise quite a while ago. I was going to do a video like weeks after the cruise, but I had no time. Work was crazy. It's life, okay? I'm sorry. But I get to talk about it now, and I'm really excited because it's great to look back on such a magnificent experience, something that I don't know when I'll experience that again, but it was wonderful, and I want to share that with you. So first of all, apologies it's so late, forgive me, but hopefully this will make up for it. I'm sorry, I genuinely am sorry because I was so excited to do this much earlier, but it hasn't. Basically, I went on the cruise towards the end of July, up in Liverpool, so I had to travel all the way up there to get on the cruise, and then I just haven't had the chance to make the video. But let's forget about the apologies. Let's just focus on the actual point of this, which is the cruise. So for those who don't know, the Disney cruise decided to do a staycation package, which was where certain areas of the UK at least, they were inviting people to go on the cruise for a few days to enjoy the magic of Disney on their cruise ship. So myself and the family did ours in Liverpool, and it was incredible. Like, trying to explain it's so hard, and to be honest, a part of the thing that I want to talk about is the design of it, but it's so difficult to talk about the design that, to be honest, you're going to have to look at some of the clips that I'll put into this video of the design of the ship, because it is just so beautiful. It is a spectacular ship, and there's so much detail. And for those of you mad Disney fans out there, whenever you go to a Disney park, there's so much to it. You see a story being built in the design of like the castle or the different structures around you. You've got the hidden Mickeys. You've got that similar sort of aspect to the cruise ship as well. So for example, where the anchor is, you've got Goofy sort of doing some touch-ups on the cruise ship, so doing a little bit of painting where needed, which was just a wonderful little addition to it. And then even on the inside of the ship, you've got, when you look closer, you just see all the Disney characters put on the walls. So it was really incredible. I'm going to use lots of the same words like incredible, because it was incredible. But when you get on the ship, you are taken immediately to the lobby area, and it is a magnificent, different word there, magnificent area where you are. What basically happened was, as soon as you get in, they ask for your family name, and they say, like, everyone please welcome in this family, and everyone starts cheering and applauding. You've got Mickey and Minnie there cheering for you, and it was very, very exciting. It was a beautiful start to this magical journey that we were very, very much looking forward to. Now, the next bit you want to go to is your room, the cabin, and I had no clue what to expect. I didn't know what we were going to get. There was one thing I did know, which was that my wife was having her birthday during the time we were on the cruise. So I arranged for her to have some Disney decorations put up, but I didn't know what they would be like. So the cabin was, as soon as we got in, the cabin was covered with birthday decorations that were very specific to the cruise, which was wonderful, and it worked so well, and she loved it. And the nice thing is we had a window view, so we could see out to sea, which was very lovely, although most of the time we couldn't see anything out there. Even so, it was nice to see the sea, and just enjoy it whilst we were on the ship. Very simple, double bed, sofa, TV. TV was great, by the way. Had, like, you can watch all your Disney shows. You could tune in to sort of get the camera views on the cruise. You could just get a bit more information as to where you are as well. You got your bathroom, your toilet. It was just a really nice space, and the cleaners were so lovely. Every single day, without fail, they would do some sort of art with our towels. So every time we came in, it made us laugh. In addition to the birthday decorations, I did not plan this, but we later on came back to the cabin and found an envelope on our door, which was a $50 voucher for like a massage at the spa. We had no idea this was the case, but it was a birthday gift for my wife, so definitely we treated her to go to the spa, and thank you, Disney. That was very, very kind. Obviously I'm guessing they do that with all the birthday guests who are adults and whose birthdays seem to be at the time of the cruise. So it was a very lovely addition to that holiday. Now, I wish I could explain everything that's on the ship, but essentially you've got shops, you've got several restaurants. In the top deck, you've got more bars, cafes, you've got several swimming pools, a jacuzzi, you've got water slides. There's a pizza bar, which I made use of a little bit too much. But essentially it was all inclusive. So I did not understand the concept of that until later on, like sort of after the first day, because we sat in the restaurant, we were told we can have whatever we want, and that was the same case in the rest of the ship. So I essentially had my meals plus at least 3 slices of pizza each day. I should feel guilty, but I have no regrets. It was great pizza. But the water slide, but the overall space was incredible, and we managed to get a chance to use the swimming pool and the water slides. They had some great water slides there. There was a nice simple one for everyone that can quite easily use. There was also one where it's sort of, you stand in the slide, which sounds weird. So it's not lying down, you're standing upright. The door closes over you, and then there's a countdown from Huey, Dewey and Louie, and eventually the floor just drops and you fall down and you enter into the slide. So it was a very, very cool slide, also quite scary. I screamed every time, not gonna lie, but it made it more exciting. Now, one of the things that I need to talk about is the restaurants, because the way it worked is that one day you would go to one restaurant. So first day we went to Rapunzel's restaurant, we then went to Lumiere's, and then we went to, I can't remember what it's called. Essentially it was like a animation, I think it's Animation Station, and each one provided a different experience, different menu. It was very, very exciting, but you always had the same waiter and waitresses who were incredibly lovely. And it was always a different experience in each restaurant. So in Rapunzel's, we had like a sort of Rapunzel coming in, doing a birthday song just for her own birthday, as well as some of her friends. In Lumiere's, it was generally just a nice, fancy space. And then in Animation Station, you were asked to draw yourself as a character on this sort of sheet as if you were doing a children's colouring activity, and then your drawing ends up going on TV and becomes part of this big story, which was very, very cool. But the food was incredible. I had nothing to say that was bad about the food, because the waiters just said, like, you can have whatever you want. You can have as many starters, main course, or desserts as you want, which obviously I did not have like several of each, but I did have one of each. It was all inclusive. I got to, and I basically decided that I wasn't going to choose for myself. I was just going to ask the waiter to choose for me. So I said, "What do you recommend?" He shared his recommendations, and I just said, "I'll go for all of those," and it was worth it. So like things like French onion soup, the idea of it, I just really wasn't too sure, but it was just a beautiful meal. And I had like the best steak I have ever tasted. I just absolutely loved it. It was some of the best meals, and I really miss those meals right now. We also had Mickey Mouse birthday cake, which we got ordered because it's my wife's birthday. We could not do a birthday on the cruise without Mickey Mouse birthday cake. Now, the only problem that I had was that I assumed that you could take the birthday cake off the ship because there was no mention or warning that you couldn't when we phoned up Disney. However, you definitely cannot. So we had like a cake that served 16 between myself and my wife and some other family members. Now, our family members had a slice each, and then we just had the rest over one night and then the next morning, because that next morning we had to get off the ship. So that was interesting. We did it. It was a tasty cake, but I would not recommend it. Please do not do that. Do not eat a whole cake for like 16 people if there's just like 2 of you. Bad idea. But one of the interesting things is obviously COVID. They had to follow COVID protocols, which changed a lot of things for Disney in general. So in the Disney parks, they had their impacts, and on the cruise they did as well. And one of the things that's a really big thing about Disney is meeting the characters. So we met a range of characters. We had Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, Pluto, Minnie, Daisy Duck. We had some Marvel characters as well, such as Black Widow, Black Panther, Thor, and a range of others, as well as some of the Disney princesses such as Cinderella, Rapunzel, and Ariel. And what they did was that they had certain areas that were sectioned off where you could not go like towards them, but you could get like a selfie with them, and that was how they managed it. They also, in different activities that you did, you would have a little disc that you can stand on whilst you get your photo taken, either by yourself, by doing a selfie, or having someone from your party taking that picture for you. So they didn't actually have people take the pictures for you like they would do normally. It was you that had to do it yourself, which wasn't a bad thing, and it meant that we had some really good photos. And the nice thing is, although you could do that, there was other times where the characters would be out for several hours and they'll just interact with you from wherever you are. So for example, there'll be a balcony that like Donald Duck would stand on, and he'll look around and interact with you depending on where you are, what you're doing, what you're wearing. Which brings me to my next point. If you are wanting a character's attention, wear something that is so different that no one else is going to have it. Because I was the only one on the cruise ship that had a Donald Duck hat, and it meant that I got the attention of many of the cruise members. I also got the attention of the characters, especially Donald Duck and Daisy Duck, who saw my hat and fell in love with me. So I recommend that, because a lot of people wear Mickey Mouse hats. But if you have something like a Donald Duck hat, you're onto a winner. So definitely do that. It's a great idea. I loved it. It meant I got more attention. It sounds bad when I say that I want more attention. What does it say about me? They did such a fantastic job. I think Mickey and friends did a great job to make sure it works. So it was still a magical experience for us, even though we cannot hug them, that we cannot give them a handshake, dance with them, get really close to them. Actually, it was still made very, very magical. And it was just overall a great experience on the cruise ship. We did loads of different activities, lots of quizzes and all sorts. And it was great to just unwind and relax. The one thing I was just gutted about was the fact that it was only 3 days. It just didn't feel long enough. It felt like we needed that full experience of like a week or two just to enjoy the cruise properly and all that it offered. Because although we were in the pool, we could only stay for a few hours because not even a few hours, like an hour or an hour and a half, because we had an activity coming up. We couldn't just spend a day relaxing in there, so it felt very strange, but it was really good. They did great to avoid like bad weather. They purposely like navigated through the seas in areas where it was going to be nice and sunny. So thank you, Mickey. That was very appreciated. One of the other things that was great is that there was a theatre production that was done on the cruise, which was beautiful. It really emphasized the importance of the imagination and reminded, like, it was a story of this kid that was, if I can remember correctly, because it's been a while, there's a story of a kid who was getting older, and it was made a point of, oh, imagination is just for children, magic is just for children, but actually it's not. It's for everyone, and it was a real important reminder of that, and especially during COVID, where I think things can feel a bit hopeless. Actually, the imagination is so important to know the possibilities and explore what hope looks like. So it was a wonderful theatre performance. I think a few people cried. Maybe I cried. I'm not telling you. That's between me. But it was great, and I would highly recommend going on a cruise. If you've not been on the cruise, go on it, especially to get a shirt. This is the Disney cruise shirt, which I'm so happy to have. I've got my own cruise shirt. I've got a Donald Duck in his cruise uniform, so I am happy. I am very, very happy. I've also got some Disney pins as well. That was the other thing. Disney pin trading did not happen because of COVID. It wasn't approved just yet, but that's okay. I had a great time. 10 out of 10. Thank you very much for listening to me chatting about Disney. If you've been on the Disney cruise, please feel free to share like your experiences of it on the comments. I know there's loads of other videos out there that have spoken about it, and that's okay. You know, I definitely recommend looking at other videos to get some sort of ideas as to what it's like if you are genuinely thinking about going on the Disney cruise. But you can catch me in here doing some more videos, some silly videos on YouTube, and I'm trying to do some more Disney chat ones hopefully in the future. But you can also catch me on Twitch playing some wonderful, magical, full of imagination games. But in the meantime, have a great morning, have a great afternoon, and have a great evening, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!